other things that would be kind of problematic, and one of the first ones there, I'll go ahead and pull up the picture. You can go ahead and
the military. So this would be a big one. So the military has influence and bases all across not only continental U.S., but all across the world.
Yep.
How do those get broke up?
Yeah, because we are there again. There's a difference in mentality between the two camps on, well, what should our military be doing?
Right.
But the reality is, no matter how you want to, what your thought is on it, the reality is we are a global presence. I hate to use the term like police force, but unfortunately it's been the case. We have military presence in the form of actual physical bases or deployed troops and divisions, things like that, all over the planet.
So those bubbles, if you look closely at what I've got on the screen there is, looks like 101 bases near Japan in the Pacific. 101 bases?
Well, those are bases and installations. So some of those installations will literally be as small as like a building.
Okay. But still, right?
Yeah, because if you look at the United States, there's 5,904. We don't have nearly that many bases.
Okay, so these could be just a military outpost.
Right, outpost installations, satellite receiving stations, things like that. Number stations, if you've heard of those.
Look into Europe there, 309, and that's just looks like it's poking at maybe France?
Yeah, probably around
or
France,
Germany, maybe?
Yep.
Okay, but that's which this isn't. I'm not going to even venture to say that I have a solution or a suggestion on this. This is hard. This is a hard question. The military. Some would say each state has its own reserve, and then donates. I don't want to say donates. That's not the right word, but gives a certain amount of troops to the United.
Yep.
What used to be the United States, but we still help defend each other on a loose agreement.
That's a huge problem. Just that alone is a huge problem. How do you subdivide that? Who controls the military? So let's just play the game. Every state turns into its own country. Do you have like a little mini United Nations in the United States where they all get together, all those 50 states, and they all vote on what the military is going to do?
Yeah.
My goodness, because training aside, but I'm talking just what are we going to use them for? That would basically be, we'd split up into 50 National Guards, which we have, 50 National Guards, but if that's the entire military...
So what do you think? Did you hear the story about Governor DeSantis proposing a bill to supply a certain amount of dollars to fund a Florida National Guard that would be separate from the other National Guard for specifically Florida situations?
I vaguely heard something like that.
Only the Florida governor would have control over.
So it wouldn't be part of the actual National Guard that could be called up?
Yes, it'd be the Florida National Guard where only Florida would dictate where they go. That's in the recent news. But I wonder if DeSantis has a little bit of foreshadowing ability to look into the future and say, hey, this is a possibility. Maybe I should start preparing.
That could very well be, because, I mean, that's kind of heading down that path.
Yeah.
Where they've got their own because right now the National Guard can be called up and federalized. And
they can call up the Ohio.
They can call up the Ohio National Guard. Most of our military deployments that have happened in the Middle East, they've been Guard units.
That's right.
That have been called up. So there again, the whole military. That's a huge problem, and that's just one aspect. I hope you've enjoyed this clip from the Craig's Gun Channel Random Shots program. The program airs Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. On Random Shots, we discuss content ranging anything from preparedness, survival, politics, firearms, basically anything that's 2A related, with sometimes some rabbit trails and things that aren't related at all. If you enjoy this type of programming, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when we release new content. And if you like it, hit the like button and share us if you would as well. It helps the algorithm and helps the channel grow and helps get our message out. So I guess until next time, stay safe.